episode of the 3 Count Out podcast. We have a lot to talk about this week because we have college football, we have NFL, we have a WWE pay-per-view, and we have an AEW pay-per-view, which is happening, if you're listening to this the day that it comes out, it is happening today in just 8-ish hours, I think. I think it's at 8 o'clock on Saturday. Well, probably. We're going to get right into it. My name is Era V1, and with still no Jackal this week. He's still fighting in the trenches of New England.
I am so excited because not only does football start tomorrow, which I know college football started too, and college football is almost as good as NFL. Some say better, but regardless, that doesn't matter because the only thing that really matters is this Sunday at 8 o'clock. My loins.
Your loins.
My loins are fired up because my Lions are finally playing, and I am so excited. I waited so long for this season with a lot of hope going in. I know we got a lot of football to talk about, but I'm FGK if I didn't say that. I'm just excited because of the Lions.
Yeah, I don't ever need to hear about your loins during an episode again. I hear about them enough off screen.
On here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, this episode is XXL, just like me, and I am excited to talk about all the stuff we have to actually talk about. And I know we're going to start with the little message, the love note that Jackal so kindly gave me to give to everybody.
Via carrier pigeons from the front lines.
Yeah. Dear Margaret. Oh, no, sorry. No, that's his love note. Jackal sucks. Jackal's an idiot. Jackal doesn't know what he's talking about. Jackal, a big baby, big poopy, little stinky, tiny little stinky fella. And then, but he's the only one who swept the weekend. Losers.
This is
there
true.
We go. That
is true. Yeah. He did sweep the picks. He did. Yeah.
And that was only because of Miami. I mean,
yeah.
Who would pick Miami except for a second?
Yeah, sociopath, but who's a right sociopath?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, we have 6 games that we'll talk about because if we talk about every game, we wouldn't leave. And I like talking to you guys, but not that long. That seems excessive.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
So he, as Winning Boy, wanted us to kind of focus on a few of them. And the first one he wanted us to talk about was Tennessee versus NC State. And I don't know if you guys know anything about either school.
No.
So,
not at all.
What would be your blind pick?
What are the schools again?
Tennessee versus NC State, which is North Carolina State.
Ooh, I've been to Tennessee this year, so I'm going to go with them. That's what I'm going off of.
Strong place. Era?
I feel like, I mean, probably Tennessee, right?
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there. And the reason I'm having us all go first, and this is again Jackal's love letter to Kev this time. Read mine afterwards, so Kev can't just ride my coattail.
Hey! I made my own choices last week, thank you very much, and I was dying of blood loss, too.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't Tennessee State, like, pretty fucking good, though? Aren't they, like...
You mean just Tennessee? Yeah. Tennessee's okay.
Tennessee State. Tennessee.
If you want me... You know what? I will read Jackal's in-depth breakdowns of each game. He said, Tennessee, they're replacing a lot of holes left by the most recent draft class, but they should be better than the Wolfpack. Short, sweet, to the point.
Okay.
But
so he's also... we're all Tennessee.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that was all an easy agreement. Tennessee should win that one. If they don't, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I just checked. That's number 14, ranked 14 Tennessee versus ranked 24 NC State. So, I think Tennessee on that one's pretty safe.
And then the next game would be Colorado against Nebraska, which is an interesting matchup.
You know what? I like them Colorado boys. They got no air up there, but a lot of weed. So I'm gonna say Colorado. No, wait, nope. I take it back. Give me Nebraska.
Ooh,
I thought about it again.
Fair.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know shit about Colorado or Nebraska, but Kev does make a good point. There's a lot of weed in Colorado.
Yeah.
Give me Colorado, I guess.
Okay. This will actually be the game that era, if Colorado comes out on top, will be up a point because me and Jackal both also picked Nebraska, and he said Dion doesn't play well on the road. Nebraska's looking to avenge last year's loss. I just think, I saw Colorado play this past week, and if Nebraska just puts up half a fight, I think they have it. So,
well, Colorado's going to win. I'm going to go up half a point. That's strategic right there. I got strategy.
There you go. That's what it's about, just getting up that 1 point. That's what matters. And then the next game, and I think this is the one that will worry a lot of Michigan fans, is Michigan against Texas.
I'm going Texas. Sorry, I'm not rooting for Michigan. Let's go Texas.
I'm going to think about this in the same kind of strategy, because I also have to think Texas, but I know Jackal, and I know that he's going to be thinking about this in a very rational way. So he's probably going to go with Texas. So I'm going to go with Michigan. And I like an underdog story too. Being Philly, Penn State fan, I like underdogs. Give me Michigan.
Michigan, I don't think you're allowed to be called an underdog when you won the state championship last year.
I think you are when you're going up against Texas.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, oh man, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year, but they're going into the Jaguars, such underdogs. Like, well, no, not really.
So you're picking, Kev's picking Texas, you're picking Michigan. Jackal is also picking Texas right now. He wants to be proved wrong, obviously. I think I would too. If this is a very strong if.
Okay.
If the coach gets his head out of his ass and doesn't put in the second string the whole fucking game, I think Michigan wins.
Really?
I do. I think their starting offense is good enough that, and their defense is still great. But I think if they keep their starters in, because Donovan Edwards played less snaps than their backup running back last week, and Orgy he completed 2 passes. He only threw 2 passes last week. And other than that, they had backup dumbass in who wasn't great. And it's like, well, why did you make your offense worse? Are you trying to lose? Because it seems like you're trying to lose. So I think Michigan has a chance if they don't play stupid.
Keyword.
Yeah. So I guess my pick is Michigan, and I hope that's just it. I hope.
A boy can dream.
A lot of hope, a lot of dreams.
Yeah. And I will say this past week, the Michigan offense worried the shit out of me. Penn State had a weird week.
Yep. Yeah.
I know you saw that.
Yeah. Well, thanks to a little quick little 2-hour timeout in the middle of the game, due to lightning or so, I think it was lightning, some weather delay. But yeah, you have a 2-hour weather delay in the middle of your game. You have some time to go back and review some tape, and Coach Franklin's able to go, "Hey man, you fucked up. Stop it." And then you go out there and you stop it and you win. So, weird week, but all in all, we came out on top.
And with all the pick'ems out of the way, unless there are any college games you guys want to talk about specifically, we will pick 3 from the NFL as well, because it's always fun to, get both sides. And the fact that we're going to have full things going on.
Are we doing full NFL pick'ems?
No, not full. No,
we'll do
big week. Sorry, big week.
3-3.
Yeah, and that was kind of why when we were talking about it before, I was like, well, I want to pick games that I don't think are going to be lopsided. So that's kind of what him and I both agreed on. So the first one, and I think this is going to be, unless Kansas City does the exact same thing they did last year, which was half-ass their way into the playoffs. I think this match, if they actually try, is going to be a hell of a match because it's Kansas City against Baltimore.
Ooh.
Wait, say it again?
Yeah. Kansas City
Chiefs.
Mahomes, Travis Kelce.
Oh, yeah.
All that jazz.
Oh, Taylor Swift's team. Yeah.
Against
He's drawing
the
up
Baltimore
plays.
Ravens, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry.
Ooh.
I think.
Shit! No, I'm dumb. You're right. This is the home opener. This is tomorrow.
Yes.
Is it tomorrow? Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we're recording.
I was like, man, why does that sound so familiar? Oh, because it starts the football season.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it. We trained for this. I never ever, like, I'm kind of torn because I never want to root for, just like I'll never root for the Chargers because of cheater, pumpkin eater, Mr. Khakis himself. I also don't want to root for Michigan because, duh. I don't ever want to root for the Chiefs, but if I want a legit pick, it's probably going to be the Chiefs. I imagine the Chiefs are good because, they didn't win last year because the Lions kicked their ass in the home opener. So it's probably going to be the Chiefs this year. Starting off the season strong, hopefully ending the season, on a bit of a bitchy note, but my pick is sadly the Chiefs.
I have to agree. I think I don't know. I feel like the Chiefs are still going to be as strong as they were last year, right? Like nothing's really changed, right?
No,
not really.
They dropped what's his name? Mr. Drop-a-Ball.
Kadarius Toney.
Well,
yeah, they dropped his ass. That's all I know.
If you're calling him Mr. Drop-a-Ball, it sounds like he was a good drop.
Yes, it was.
So
all I know is that he was like notorious for like, he kept dropping the damn ball. I was like, all right, well, what?
A lot. Yeah, he dropped the ball a lot. And Jackal says, KC gets its act together. It's a fully operational Death Star. And they watched the bad taste the Lions left in their mouth last year. Give me the Chiefs. That's what he says.
So we're all taking the Chiefs, I see.
You 3 are. I have Derrick Henry on my fantasy team, so I fully expect him.
Fair.
You really need him to pull through.
The official 3 count out fantasy.
200 rushing yards, 2-3 touchdowns.
Oof.
He absolutely freight trains their defense, and Lamar probably gets another 2 rushing touchdowns because he's Lamar Jackson. He'll pass the ball 4 times the whole game probably, but they win. They win like 35-27. So that's what I think. I think the Ravens take this one, especially because, like I said, it seems like the Chiefs are very content to limp into the playoffs every year.
They do. Oh God, they do.
And hey, real quick, you mentioned the fantasy, our fantasy league. Hey, Kev, fuck you. Fuck you, bitch. You're going to go down. The Era V1s are going to win this week, motherfucker. All right, I got the sleeper picks. I got the sleeper picks on my team. Pick. You ain't got shit on me.
Yeah, well, you probably are. Let's be honest.
The Era V1s, we're going to start off. We're going to start off with a win.
My pick'ems are usually like, do I like this team? Do I like this player? A lot of the times it's kind of like, why didn't you pick him? I don't know, he's an asshole. Why didn't you pick him? He's married to Taylor Swift's wife or whatever. So like, they're not all great picks. But this year I was like, we'll try. I didn't pick a quarterback first round, which I hear is like a big no-no in fantasy football. But you know what? Let's be honest here. There's a chance. There's a good chance that I'm going to come out on top, because not only, if you look at it right now, who's leading? It's this guy. And my best players aren't even in, but I'm ahead right now. So be prepared to take an L on the first week.
Damn, things are getting spicy already. Look at that.
Your best players are in, though. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, they are? Oh, I thought I had 2 out. Whatever. I don't care. I just know I'm going to lose to I'll probably lose to Mike. I'll probably lose to Danny. And then I'll probably wipe the rest of the field like we usually do, and it'll just be us 4 again in the playoffs. And yeah, that's how it usually goes.
Yeah. I can't wait for one of the auto drafted teams to just go through the finals.
I know, right?
It's gonna be great.
You must not have looked at my auto draft team, because oh boy.
My auto draft team almost won it last year.
No, yeah, Mike, I thought you at least queued him up, man.
No, my team is fucking great.
Ooh.
Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry.
Well, that's good. Isn't Christian McCaffrey like the pick'ems this year?
He's
like
been
the
the best
pick?
running back for the last 2 years.
Yeah, he's like the pick this year. There you go. That's something.
Nah, you gotta have that sleeper.
Jr., who is the Jaguars offense.
You gotta have that sleeper Saquon pick.
I got Derrick Henry on 5. No, Era has Saquon.
Oh,
I got Saquon.
And speaking,
I looked at my team one time, and I haven't looked back at it again.
Speaking of Saquon, the next game is not just Birds versus Packers. It's Birds versus Packers in fucking Brazil.
Ole.
Are all the players going to come back? Maybe.
Oh,
are they going to have a good time while are they going to have a good time while they're down there? Absolutely.
Oh, hey, those guys are coming back with some diseases, if you know what I mean.
So we got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers in goddamn Brazil.
Guys, good news.
Oh man.
The NFL has clarified that the color green is not formally banned in Brazil. It's still just associated with gangs, but the Packers are going to wear green. The Eagles have decided to not fucking touch the color green, though. So they're wearing black.
So they're going to have what, white? Oh, black. Okay.
White shirts, black helmets, black pants. So they used to, a couple years ago, they had black helmets as alternatives. So they're like bringing that back. So they've worn it a couple years ago, I think.
Nothing wrong with that. So,
all right,
what do you guys think?
Oh, between those two?
That's it. What do you yeah.
So we got Brazil versus Birds.
Brazil versus the Packers. Who do you got?
Packers, Eagles. I'm be honest. I'm not exactly what you call a cheesehead fan. So I'm actually gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Birds. I feel confident choosing the Birds. I feel like they had a good season last year. I don't see the Packers pulling out. I don't know.
No. I don't think I need to say my pick. I think it's very obvious who I would go with in this situation. What I can say is that I am very, very excited, because one thing that we've been robbed of in this preseason has been the offensive starters. So there have been defensive starters that have played. Offensive starters have obviously been to the games. They were supposed to be in week 1, and then they decided, let's not risk any injuries, and they pulled them out. So I'm just excited to like finally see the Eagles back where they were, because I know it was the preseason, but it was a little rough to watch. You're just sitting there going, all right, I know the game doesn't matter, but Jesus, I don't want to watch this. So I'm just excited to finally have that back up, and finally have Jalen Hurts throwing to Saquon Barkley of all people. Like, that's this is the when I was at Penn State, this is the Eagles team that I wanted. So I'm very excited for this. I think probably the only way this Eagles team could get any better is if you probably brought in Micah Parsons. I'm very excited.
Do we have any, if you guys know off the top of your head, any more fun games in different countries or cities that we can look forward to, or is just like there's Brazil and that's about it?
Well, I don't know. I think there's Tony Khan gets the London games, right, with Jacksonville.
I think so, yeah.
I think so.
Is that it? I mean, I know he's there a couple of times, but I don't know.
Oh, all right. Well, fair enough. I was a wee curious.
Yeah, I mean, if Brazil is anything like Ireland was for college football, it's gonna be insane.
Just get Pat McAfee drunk with Sheamus. I'm watching.
Yeah, I think if Pat McAfee gets drunk in Brazil, he's not coming back.
No. Luckily it's NFL, not college, so I think he will be.
Yeah. No, we're good. Yeah, he's good.
But yeah, I think me and Jack are both in agreements with you guys where Philly's going to come out on top. I just think that Philly team is too fucking good to not, I think with the addition of Saquon, I think that takes a lot of pressure off of Jalen Hurts, and I think it's going to make it fucking scary.
Yeah, Hurts has never been a quarterback that's been afraid to run, but then when you put him with fucking Saquon Barkley, like, man, that's just run-based offense, right? Like, it's built around Jalen Hurts making the decision of if he's going to throw it or if he's just going to run it himself, because he fucking can. So, it always struggles towards the end of the game. So having a competent running back eases that load. I feel like we're going to be, like, just consistently bam, 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 putting runs up. And that's going to be awesome, because that's something we have not had in Philadelphia in a while.
And then the final game we're going to do a pick 'em for is a rematch, again from last year, but the home field advantage goes to the Lions. Lions against the Rams at Ford Field, and I think that is going to be one of the loudest games of the whole season.
Home opener against the Rams again. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. I am. Oh, God, I'm excited for that game. It's going to not only because, like, I said in my intro, damn right I'm excited, but like, I just think that's like a really good home opener. Hopefully, I feel like last year could have been the year where we won it all, but whatever, shit happens. This year, we're starting off strong against our rivals. Not really. It's just Stafford. No offense. I got nothing against you, but we're willing to kill you to go to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. All right. Besides that, it should be a good game. Lions all the way. That they'll probably win just because it's home field advantage. If it was at the Chargers or Rams, sorry,
Rams.
If it was at the Rams, I'd be like, God, I hope they win. But no, there's hopefully gonna be a few plays where it's just Stafford can't hear shit because it's so loud.
You said this was a rematch. Who won the first time?
Lions. That's what won us our first playoff win game in 35 years or whatever.
Okay. I mean, it being at Ford Field, that is definitely a atmosphere that's obviously favorable to the Lions. And in all transparency, I really hope that the Lions have a good season this year, because you guys got so fucking close last year.
I know.
Oh man, so close. And I would love to see the Lions in a Super Bowl game. I mean, I'd also like to see the Eagles in a Super Bowl game. So, we'll cross that road when we get there. Plenty of football season left before we have to have that conversation. That being said, I feel like the Lions won this the first time. The Rams are going to have that chip on their shoulder. And then the Rams are able to look at a team that they've played against before and learn from that. Also, we've all guessed or picked the exact same thing so far for the NFL. So I'm going to say the Rams, because I feel like they're at least competent enough to learn. It's going to be a very close game. That much I can say for certain.
I mean, it was definitely a close game last time.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means, but I do think the Lions are hungry and they know they could beat the Rams. They just I don't see them getting cocky.
Yeah.
I feel like them going, we got so close last year. This is our ticket to start off strong.
If anything, I see this maybe going as like, I could see this going as like the Rams kind of coming back in the end type thing. The Lions obviously having a short lead, but a lead. Maybe within a touchdown or so. Like just so it's so short where it's like you're constantly going back and forth. Maybe, but I feel like in the end, I could see the Rams coming out on top. It would be again very close. I don't feel like it's going to be a shutout.
I don't know. See, I think don't know if they have a good running back at all. So I think it's just Stafford trying to sling it and hope for the best. That being said, I think their offense and their offensive line have gotten a little worse. Stafford's gotten a little older. I don't know, man. I think the Lions have just a dandy time with this one. I think they get good revenge. I think that defense comes out swinging, being nasty.
If they can like have a solid stop, they'll do great. Like they got to stop them like in that first quarter. If the defense puts up like really good stops and everything, I feel confident, very confident in them beating this game. I already do, but it's just nice to have that little insurance just in case.
And for the record, Jack will also picks a Lion.
Well, I sure fucking hope so.
Yeah, I don't think there was any question who Jack was picking.
Yeah, that's all of our pick'ems.
Very cool.
We got them all out of the way.
We did. We got them all out of the way, much like WWE Bash in Berlin out of the way. Because that was apparently WWE's biggest ever gate on an arena show. So the most amount of money they've ever made.
No, there's no way.
That's what they're saying.
Wouldn't that be? Well, they always say that. It's the most amount of people that have always lived here.
But the most amount of money they've ever made in an arena show. They did specify an arena show. So like that, you're taking
so like
a WrestleMania out of the equation. Yeah, like But still, a lot of money. Very successful. I'm going to be honest. Quite frankly, I think our Bash in Berlin was better than WWE's Bash in Berlin. Because we had some heel turns predicted that did not happen. I'm going to say our bad because listen, our episodes go out Saturday at noon. Bash in Berlin was Saturday at 12:30. Triple H didn't have enough time to sit down and listen because we do football in the first half. So it was already going, and he couldn't. He's not Vince McMahon. He's not going to switch the card once the show is started. So our bad. Our Bash in Berlin was better. Luckily, we're getting this out hours before AEW All Out. So we'll be able to write for Tony Khan for All Out. He has plenty of time, and he's he'll change it during the show. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
But Bash in Berlin did happen, and it was pretty good. I liked it. It was all right. It was a solid
pay-per-view.
like mid-tier, not one of the big four. Good pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't blown away by it, but there were a few matches where I was like, okay, those were good. On to the next pay-per-view. That's all it was.
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of did. Besides, like, heel turns not happening, did we pretty much call that show verbatim?
Almost. Yeah.
What were we wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, we were wrong on the tag matches. At least I was. I thought that was easily going to be where they lead into that, but
Yeah, I think the women's tag match was the only one that we were wrong on, pick-wise. I mean, obviously, again, the heel turns that we called did not happen. One of the heel turns that we were calling for was that of Kevin Owens. He was in a match against Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, obviously, still the WWE Undisputed Champion. I don't think that title's getting off Cody anytime soon, if we're being honest. Man, what a fucking match, dude. That was I enjoyed the storytelling that was happening in this match, because it wasn't just they're going out and having a wrestling match. They were throughout that match telling the story of, like, Kevin Owens doesn't want to hurt Cody, and then once Cody got hurt, he was like, I don't want to win this now. Like, if I win this, I'm not beating Cody Rhodes at 100%. I'm beating Cody Rhodes at 75%. And he's like, I don't want that. And I think that story that they're telling with Kevin Owens is amazing. And it's good to see WWE finally bringing in those character points, because that's something that a couple years ago, that match would have never happened, let alone been something that was as coherent as it was.
I mean, this is obviously leading into, like, part 2, right? Like, one-on-one, part 2, like, obviously.
I assume, or maybe somehow, like, Randy gets in, because, like, Randy and Kevin are a tag team. I guess technically still a tag team.
Oh, yeah, I guess. We'll get to that match. That match I had thoughts on. Like, very obvious. We'll wait, because I got thoughts.
Well, it's the main event. We're gonna save that one for last.
I know, but when you said Randy Orton, I was like, I'm trying to contain.
So which match? Are we just going to kind of go quick down the card then, or?
Yeah,
we'll go quick
let's be
down the
honest.
card.
We talked about the whole card. We were right on most of them. It's whatever. Cody won. Match good.
Cody won.
Honestly, just like the pay-per-view. Okay, cool. On to the next.
Another heel turn that we had that did not happen was that of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus the Unholy Union, I guess is their name. I didn't even know they had a name, but it's Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Heel turn did not happen. Jade Cargill needs to pump kick somebody in the face soon. It needs to come. Like, I don't understand why they're still a tag team, honestly.
Yeah, how hasn't it, honestly? I'm so surprised.
I don't know what you're gonna do with that. I mean, I guess. I mean, they're the tag champs now, but it's like, what do you? The last time they were the tag champs, they were just, like, undefeated, having spectacle matches. So, like, I don't know. I feel like the breakup's still coming, obviously, but
Hopefully,
we'll see. Hopefully this puts some life back into the women's tag teams, because no offense, but I feel like that's been a
we don't really care.
yeah. I feel I feel like that kind of sums that one up. And then
they haven't made us care ever about those titles.
No, and they made people care more about a 50-cent bracelet, because in the match for CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, they had a strap match, which I thought it was funny that the fucking strap kept falling off of CM Punk's wrists.
He's got,
but they had a strap match.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah, he's got sweaty little wrists. They slip right off. But they had a strap match. No title on the line, just fighting over this fucking bracelet.
Yeah, it was a bracelet in the shorts match.
Yeah, and then you had to win it was a strap match, so you had to win by touching all four corners. And they did not tell the person that was operating the lights what the rules were for turning the lights on. Because there were a couple times where like Drew McIntyre like leaned back into the turnbuckle to be like, look, I'm touching it. Oh, like a taunty kind of like, yeah, go fuck yourself early in the match. The light did not turn on. He touched it with his hand, then it turned on. There was also a rule that it had to be in succession and uninterrupted. So what uninterrupted means is you can't get punched in the face touching each turnbuckle. However, there were multiple spots where they were still getting punched in the face and the lights were still on. Michael Cole saved it though. Michael Cole on commentary called out the bullshit, which was nice. He was like, the light's on. It's supposed to be off, but the light is still on. It's supposed to be off. And then the guy running the light would turn it off. But I mean, hey, we got there in the end.
Quick sidebar. I was just thinking about this, and I don't want to get us too off track, but pay-per-views from here on out, now that we have Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett on Raw, and we're going to have Michael Cole and Corey on SmackDown, is everybody just going to be at the pay-per-views? Is it just going to still be like Michael Cole and Corey? What the hell are we going to do?
I kind of like what AEW does during their pay-per-views, where they swap out the commentators depending on which show the story has been taking place on.
Well, that's what WWE used to do.
Yeah, right. That's what they used to do, and I like that because then you get commentators that are at least a little bit more familiar with what's going on. That being said, it's WWE. I like, anybody can comment. Like Corey Graves can commentate a match if he can be given. Here's this quick. Here's what's happening. Like, or they at least watch the program. Like they're professional about it. So like it's not that WWE commentary is worse than AEW or anything like that. I'm just saying I like that aspect of AEW pay-per-views, and it was something that WWE used to do. That being said, I would love, and I don't exactly know how this would work, but I somehow want Michael Cole and Joe Tessitore calling side by side, and I hope we get that in a pay-per-view.
I'd say it's not out of the question.
Yeah,
because those are two great voices.
I think Joe just needs a little more emotion.
Yeah,
and then he'll be perfect for WWE. You can tell he still needs like that little bit of WWE flair.
He needs to be
and
taught.
He'll be there. Yeah.
Like, and you could tell, like, he was putting on, I don't know if you were, like, seeing what he was, like, writing on Twitter and stuff after Raw, but, like, he was saying that, like, he's been a fan of WWE, so, like, he knows what's going on. He knows what it's supposed to sound like. It's just he's never had to do it this way before, so he has to learn, and, I think for his first show, I think he did pretty damn good. Oh, yeah. Like, it's commentary, right? Like, but listen, we've had some bad commentary in WWE. Remember when fucking Macho Man was doing commentary?
Oh yeah, he dropped the thing on him. That was pretty cool.
Brother, he's in the fucking headlock on him, brother.
There was the guy that called Jeff Hardy Jeff Harvey.
Jeff Harvey. Was that commentary or is that announcing?
That was he was a commentator for about a cup of coffee.
Ooh. Ooh.
So
nothing like knowing the talent.
But hey, hopefully it works out for Joe. Because
so far so good.
Yeah, and he's got a great voice, which I think is super important for a play-by-play guy. So I hope, obviously he doesn't really know wrestling moves too much, but I hope he learns them. Because if you can do good play-by-play, you've earned yourself a spot in WWE commentary, just because then you get to give Michael Cole a break. But there were a couple more matches on this card to kind of bring it back onto track here. We had the Terror Twins, even though they are 20 years apart in age, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley defeating Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan in a pinfall. Obviously saw that coming. Good old ass beating for Dominic Mysterio. Goddamn, dude. Rhea Ripley's on a fucking tear. I don't know if you saw on Raw, but she got her ankle stuck in the ropes. And I think it might have been real. I think it might have been real because she came back out in a knee brace and crutches. So we'll see.
Jeez.
Then the last match here on the card, one that Mr. FGK has a lot of thoughts on, apparently.
I wouldn't say a lot of thoughts, but
the World Heavyweight Championship.
Bring it up, and I was like, you know what? Honestly, though, kind of like, so after watching it, I actually kind of think Randy should have won. I think
really?
I might be in a minority here.
Like a 36-day reign for Gunther?
No, I mean, not that I would have been happy like with Gunther like losing like that, but one, it would have been shocking. Would have been Gunther walks in, obviously he's gonna win. Oh my god, he didn't win. Like, so that in that case, and honestly, I just really think it'd be cool to see Orton and Cody with the titles. Plus, give Orton another title. I mean, the man deserves it.
True. It's true.
I don't know. It's having now watched it and now watched it back. I would have been happy with Orton winning. But that being said, it's not like it was a dumb decision to make Gunther win or anything. Like, that was probably still, let's be honest, the right choice. It was just, I don't know. I feel like if Orton would have won, I would have been okay with it. In fact, dare I say, I'd have preferred it. I understand that is an incredibly minority-driven decision.
I mean, hey, it could happen. I
could still happen. It's just probably not going to happen for a while.
Orton was, I believe, they mentioned it during the match, but he was 290. Gunther used to be 290. Dropped. So, I mean, Orton was bigger in that match, so it could have happened.
I mean, he looked bigger in that match. He was a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's been... Yeah, I'm not even sure bulking's the right word.
Oh, he's been eating. That's not bulking. That's just eating.
He's just eating. He's a hungry man.
He's eating and he's in the gym, and that's all he's doing.
When you're that, you got all the money. What else is there to do?
I like this match. I thought it was great. I'm a big fan of Gunther, so I like any Gunther match. Show me a bad one. I'm sure they're out there, but please show me one because I haven't found one yet. But I really liked this match. I liked the choke out. I thought that was a definitive way for Gunther, because especially the last time that pin was sloppy, right? So I feel like having Gunther choke Randy Orton out, it's a great way for Randy Orton to he never tapped, right? He passed out, but it's a way for Gunther to be like, I fucking beat your ass. Like, this is mine. So I like that. Yeah, exactly. I like that. I will say my problem with this match, again, I know Randy Orton was the bigger guy. This match, in my opinion, I don't know why, it felt like Gunther was kind of getting like the short end of the stick. I feel like Gunther in Berlin, I know he's Austrian and they were in Germany. I'm not going to make the joke about an Austrian dude being associated with Berlin. I'm not going to make any jokes like that. But what I will say is that Gunther is very, very popular in Germany. Berlin is basically his second home. So I feel like Gunther should have had a little bit more. He got beat down too much. I mean, I know obviously he came out with the win in the end anyway, and he choked Randy Orton out. So you can't say he came out of that match looking weak. But I feel like he just got beat down too much during that match.
I mean, that's the thing, though. He's the babyface. He went in as the obvious babyface, and nothing makes that sweet wrestling any better than the babyface losing 90% of the match to come up the last 10% and win.
You're right. That's probably
it's professional wrestling written to a T.
When was the last time Gunther worked babyface?
Probably a while, but I mean, let's be honest. He wasn't walking into there any less than that.
No, you're right. You're right. That was just professional wrestling, I guess. Yeah, and again, you can't say he looked weak because he choked Randy Orton out in the end. So why the fuck not?
It was just one of those matches where like it got done, and I was like, okay, that's exactly what I expected. All right, on to the next, and that's how a lot of that card felt, unfortunately. But also, fortunately, every now and then you kind of need one of those predictable cards where you're like, okay, everything's going to be pretty cookie cutter by the books. They're going to do their matches. They're going to do them well. But you know what's going to happen if you've been paying attention. Like, I'm sure Randy's probably going to be the reason Cody loses or something like that. I knew they weren't going to have him take it off of Gunther, sadly. But, I mean, decent pay-per-view overall, right?
A decent pay-per-view overall. Like, I don't have any, qualms against or anything. Like, it was a good pay-per-view. It was just, all your champions are still fresh. They're still new. It's a little predictable, but that's not to say it's, bad. Like, it's not Roman Reigns wins lulls. Like, Cody's probably going to hold this for a minute. Gunther just got it. Like, nothing about it was, bad. Just, it wasn't a fucking 10 out of 10, mind-blowing, holy crap, that's the best Bash in Berlin I think I'll ever see for the rest of my life. It was just kind of that was good. That was nice.
I think that's because our Bash in Berlin was better. We had heel turns, and we went in obviously expecting, I'm not saying that shit for the podcast. That's what I honestly believed was going to happen. And again, it was a great pay-per-view. I'm not disappointed that they didn't happen. But at the same time, I feel like it was missing a little bit of that extra something in there.
Just missed a little je ne sais quoi. Just minuscule.
WWE gives us good quality with 5 matches in Bash in Berlin. AEW, right now, big disclaimer, at the time of recording, we are recording before AEW Dynamite and Rampage, but we have 6 matches for AEW All Out. 2 weeks ago, we had All In. Now we have All Out. Okay, 2 weeks apart. This pay-per-view is the anniversary of CM Punk punching Jack Perry in the face. That was All In. And then this is CM Punk and the Young Bucks fighting. So this is the big backstage fight. This is when CM Punk leaves the company. So this is an important date for AEW because this is 1 year. 1 year ago. So I am personally expecting this pay-per-view to be a shit show. Not necessarily in a backstage sense. I don't think there's going to be any backstage drama. It's just Jack Perry is on this card in Chicago. In what's probably going to be the main event. So, it's going to be a rowdy crowd.
I only want one thing. I want Jack Perry to do the car windshield thing again where he says it's real glass and then wink at the camera or something. I know it's petty, and I know that's what got him into trouble, but let's be honest, he should do it. It was great.
I don't think Bryan Danielson's gonna take a glass spot. But we'll get there, because again, that's probably gonna be the main event. Yeah, not Darby Allin. No, Darby Allin, thankfully, is being left off this fucking card so he can sit at home and heal. But we have 6 matches on this card, so we'll go down one by one and get some predictions. We're going to start off with a match for the AEW International Championship. Yes, that's right. The AEW American Championship is gone because MJF is not the champion anymore. So the gimmick's dead. So it's back to the International Championship. Will Ospreay, your reigning AEW International Champion, going up against Pac. This is going to be a fucking insane match. These are 2 flippy-dippy dudes. So I am looking forward to it.
God damn it. I'm gonna miss that US title. It was Purdy. I liked it.
No, it was Purdy's a word for it. Yeah, it was.
I thought it was. I like a good American title. Stripes, yeah. I don't like our champions belt US title. I think it's. I mean, thank God LA Knight holds it, but it's such a dumbass looking belt. I don't like it. The old one, where it's just the stars, we're talking the 2010 era US belt. Beautiful.
Stars and
Love
stripes.
Don't lie, you love the spinner belt. That's what you want.
it. Okay, well that probably is the word. I don't like spinner belt. I do like, however, I will agree and disagree in one sentence. I disagree because I think the US belt is fucking nasty. However, I totally 100% disagree that the world heavyweight spinner belt, the Cena belt, people are like, that's the grossest looking belt I've ever seen in my life. Bullshit. I mean, fine, it spins. That was a kick-ass looking belt, and I think it's actually a lot better than like the undisputed belt. We won't get into this now. It's not as bad as like everybody says it is, and I think it's just cool to dog on it. But the US belt does suck. Regardless, that's not my point. My point was MJF's belt, I actually kind of liked. It just looked, maybe the strap was a bit much. Maybe fine.
It was unique.
Besides that, I just liked the look of it. It looked
So,
nice.
while you decided to go off on your little tangent, one thing that happened at NXT No Mercy this weekend that was so fucking badass. You know how they have that dumbass Velcro on their belts?
Yeah.
Obafemi took it and just ripped that shit right off the belt.
Yeah.
I hate those Velcro patches.
Everyone was like, fuck yeah!
Like, it's so dumb because, like, they're like, oh, well, we only did it because that way it's easier to put on them when they win. Be like, so for this one specific reason, you couldn't have trained your referees to put on buttons?
It gets stuck on everyone's hair all the time.
It's dumb.
Yeah. No, please get rid of those Velcro patches. Please and thank you.
Please get rid of those Velcro patches. Will they? Probably not. Should they? Mm-hmm.
The snaps were fine. Just don't put it around their waist in the ring if you're that worried about it. Just put it over their shoulder. It's fine.
It's fine.
But
it's fine.
Anyway, get the picks in. Will Ospreay versus Pac. Versus Pac, not Pac.
It's just because he just got it. There's no way it's going to be Ospreay.
Oh yeah, it's Ospreay. I hope he comes out in the Assassin's Creed gear because that was fucking cool.
He won't.
I know he won't.
Specifically for Wembley.
But it was cool. I like it.
God, it'd be fucking hilarious if they just gave it to Pac for no reason. I mean, it's not no reason. He's challenged for that belt like 8 times and lost every single time. So, I mean, it would be a long time coming at this point.
If he had held it for a few months, I'd say, oh, maybe this be a good Pac moment. But just because he just won the damn thing, no.
Well, I mean, MJF just held it for what, like,
got
2-3 months?
Cup of coffee, yeah.
Yeah, only a couple months. Nice little transitional champ.
I hope that. I mean, I know they did it just so that Ospreay could win it again in Wembley.
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
But that's why I think it'd be fucking hilarious to just have Pac win it for, again, no reason other than to just, why not? But yeah, I don't think it'd be Ospreay, sadly.
Yeah, and Pac is, don't forget, 1/3 of your AEW's Trios champions. So he already has gold walking into this.
Yeah, but being a dual champ would be pretty fucking sweet.
Hasn't he been a dual champ before? Hasn't he been dual? I guess at the time it was Continental or All Atlantic Championship. Hasn't he held that and a Trios title at the same time?
Maybe.
Well, regardless. The next match on this card is going to be a weird one. I'm going to be honest. I don't really know why this is on this card. I guess probably because it's a promotion. So it's Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander. Stokely Hathaway in the corner of Chris Statlander. That is important because this is a Chicago street fight for the CMLL World Women's Championship. So that is the Luchador promotion that they partner with during Forbidden Door. So that's why I assume it's on a pay-per-view. But quite frankly, no offense to Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander, but that could easily be a main event of Dynamite or Collision. Yeah. Because that, again, no offense, it would be an amazing main event if they had a street fight. So I don't know why this is on a pay-per-view. In the number 2 spot, fucking piss break spot.
I think this is their soft attempt to try and make like a women's storyline relevant without having to put a belt on it. You know, kind of like later down the card as MJF versus Daniel Garcia. Did they build that great? Not really. MJF beat his ass. He came back and,
God, did
fucked
they
with
build it at
MJF.
all?
But there's a belt on this.
They did. Huh?
There's a belt on this. It's for the CMLL Women's World Championship.
Yeah, but the belt wasn't the focal point of it at all until literally the match got announced. Like their
True,
storyline's
okay,
been going
yeah.
for
No, I see. Yeah, I see
months.
what you mean now. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And it's just I think that's kind of what they tried to do. Like, look, we can make them both important, and kind of
They can.
they did an okay job of making people care, I guess. But like, I think the people that like Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander are going to watch, and the people that don't give a fuck, just we'll keep on not giving a fuck.
Yeah. No, that's exactly how this match is going to go. So the people that want to watch it are going to watch it, and the people that look at it and go, "Oh, Nightingale versus Chris Statlander," they're just going to look past it. But I feel like it's going to be a good match though, because it is still a street fight. It's going to be entertaining.
Yeah.
And you do have
you do put on a hell of a match.
Yeah. And you do have Stokely Hathaway out there in a street fight, no DQ. He's going to get involved. And he's already had matches against Willow Nightingale. So I personally, I feel like Stokely is probably going to get put through a fucking table or some bullshit like that. It's going to be hilarious. I fucking love Stokely.
I hope he does.
I feel like just because this is a street fight and Chris Statlander is going to be out there with help. Granted, again, I feel like Stokely's going to get his ass kicked, but Chris is still going to be out there with help to start. So, I feel like Chris Statlander is a pretty good pick. But Willow Nightingale is also, I would argue, the street fight is kind of her type of match, right? Like Willow, she seems to always win these street fights. So I don't know. I like Chris Statlander though. I like that she's going out there with some backup going into a street fight. Makes some sense. So give me Chris.
Fair.
I'm just gonna take just because I'm just gonna go ahead and agree. Just get that out of the way.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to say, just because, might as well try and get my point somewhere, somehow.
Fair.
I'm going to say Willow Nightingale. I think this is one of those matches where she ends up on top in Chicago.
Oh.
There may listen. If Willow ends up on top there's also going to be some tension in this next match when these two men are locked in a steel cage, as we have Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page meeting up again in a steel cage specifically so that way nobody can get involved. So, because AEW, they do steel cages a little bit different. They don't climb out. You don't escape a cage in AEW. So that cage is meant to keep other people out. So this is going to be, I feel like, just every once in a while there's like the matches where I think the wrestlers say, "Hey, you know what? Hit me harder this match. It's gonna, we need it. It's gonna be bigger. Yeah, it needs to look good. Hit me harder." I feel like this is gonna be a match where they're hitting each other for real. But it's gonna be a damn good match. Obviously, it's a steel cage, right? There's still ways that people can get involved. Prince Nana is going to be out there. I'm assuming they're going to slide shit through the steel cage, probably bust a door open or throw stuff over the top or what. There's going to be ways that they get involved. They might just bring weapons down to the ring before they bring the cage down. Who knows? But these two dudes want to kill each other, and I'm all about it. So, that being said, I feel like Hangman can continue much in the way that I felt like Drew McIntyre could continue to be angry at CM Punk. I feel like Hangman can just continue to be angry at Swerve Strickland. And I feel like Swerve Strickland is going to come out on top just because he's a beast. Also, important point, steel cage. Can Hangman still hit a buckshot lariat in a steel cage? I don't know.
Is that going to be the story of the match?
Well, I mean, that's his finishing move, right? Like, that's his thing. So it seems like a pretty crucial part of your offense that you can no longer do if you're in a steel cage.
I'm intrigued by it. I like it. I like that kind of storytelling. Like, ooh, a match that I can't really hit my finisher on. Like, it paints an interesting story.
Yeah, I mean, Hangman still has like the fucking dead eye or whatever. He still has plenty of finishers, but I still think it'll be interesting. Plus, I feel like Hangman would be the dude to find a cool way to fit. Like, he'll find a way to still get a buckshot in, you know. So I'm looking forward to however he squeezes that in. If he propels himself off the cage somehow, that could be fucking cool. So we'll see.
So did you pick Swerve?
Yeah, I'm picking Swerve. Yeah.
God. Hangman's lost what, the last 87 of these matches?
Yeah, it feels like it. Yeah.
Fucking criminy. I don't know if I can pick against him to lose the 846 one. Yeah, it's probably going to be Swerve. It's just, but like Hangman is what, 0 for 3, 0 for 2.
Yeah, I don't know the exact record.
Actually,
off the top of my head,
this could go a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I mean this match is going to be interesting, if nothing else, because I feel like the every match that Swerve and Hangman have had has been extremely violent, and they have only ratcheted up the intensity. And a lot of those matches have involved other people coming in and running in, and you know, whether they're helping out with giving weapons or whatever, you know, like there's already been other people involved. So you take that factor out, even if you're just putting these two dudes in the ring with how violent they've been against each other, like that right there is going to be just a great match to watch. But then they still have to bring that intensity, and they still have to keep stepping that up. So they have to find ways to work around the steel cage. So I'm excited. Obviously, I'm excited for the match, but I'm personally excited to see what stuff happens, you know, because I feel like this is going to be a match where there's a lot of kind of interesting spots where we're going to be sitting there going, what the hell is happening? And then they pull something on and we're like, oh, fuck, no, how? You know, like, it's gonna be one of those matches. And Darby Allin, not on the card, so somebody has to fill that spot.
Hopefully. I mean, this should be the match that really, I mean, the only other match that's probably going to be as violent is going to be MJF versus Danny Garcia. But this should be the match that really is just absurd.
Yeah, and that's the next match on the card here, MJF versus Daniel Garcia, a match that's had 2 weeks of build. Daniel Garcia ran in on MJF's match at Wembley, so that's the setup.
No, it's not.
No?
No. When MJF was still a quote-unquote good guy, he was trying to help Daniel Garcia, and then Will Ospreay came out and went, hey, we should have a match. And Daniel Garcia went, you bet, buddy! And that pissed off MJF, and MJF then turned on his ass real quick and beat his ass and bloodied him up, gave him 87 pile drivers or something like that. And that's why Daniel Garcia was written off TV for a few weeks. Came back, cost MJF the title. quote unquote.
Well, there's
So
the build-up
like
for
I
the
said,
match.
yeah, the build-up was basically 2 segments. It was about a month and a half ago with MJF going, "I'm going to kill you," and him actually trying to do so. And then it was Daniel Garcia coming back and costing him the belt. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the key there is Daniel Garcia coming back. I feel like there's nothing on the line on this match. There is no title. There is no number one contendership. There is nothing. It's a singles match. Have Daniel Garcia win. He's been out. He's back. Come bring him back hot. MJF has already lost his title, so you don't have to worry about it setting anything up for an international title. Again, beating MJF is a meaningful win for Daniel Garcia, right? Like MJF is a very, very good wrestler in AEW and very high up on the card, but MJF has basically nothing to lose at this point. And if anything else, MJF losing makes him more pissed off and gives him more stuff he can work with. So I feel like MJF losing may kind of push him more toward like what is MJF's new character without the American Championship? Maybe this loss is what pushes him towards that. So, I think Daniel Garcia is going to take this match.
Yeah, do you have any opinions at all?
I see. I'm going into this like totally blind.
Well, you should watch AEW and you won't be blind.
I know. I'd like to say that it's. I'm not sure if this is an out there thing. I'm not a huge Garcia fan. Everybody seems to love
there
him.
at all.
I don't get why. It's just I don't know. I don't like the gimmick. I think the dance is stupid. I know it's wrestling. It's supposed to be stupid. It gets him over. I get it. I just think it's really stupid. And like not entertaining. Like it's kind of more like it like skip.
Yeah, I don't think that's an out there take at all. I feel like Daniel Garcia is, and Wheeler Yuta's in this same boat too. They're better when they're the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, but nobody that's watching AEW wants to watch Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling.
Yeah.
So,
neither of them have personality. They kind of fall the wayside like Buddy Matthews, where when they get in the ring, it is a fucking show.
Right,
they
amazing.
Can do whatever they want in that ring. They make it look really good, and then they get them on a microphone, and boy, does it fucking suck.
Dropped fast.
Buddy Matthews would be a great Ring of Honor Pure Champion. It's a championship where it doesn't matter how good you are in the mic. All that matters is how good you are at having an actual wrestling match. And Daniel Garcia, I mean, at the height of his popularity was when he was with Chris Jericho, and people were, he was a sports entertainer. He wasn't a pro wrestler, and that's always been kind of Daniel Garcia's story in AEW, is that he's an amazingly talented pro wrestler, but he also does the dance. And some people like the dance. Some people don't like the dance. The dance is supposed to entertain. He's just doing his own thing. So I like Daniel Garcia because I know him as a Ring of Honor Pure Champion, and I like that. I thought that's a great way to present him. I don't think it's an off take at all to say, hey, I don't get, if you only watch AEW, I don't think it's an off take at all to be like, I don't really get Daniel Garcia, because 2 years ago, sure, hot as fuck. Now, I don't know.
Well, you have him beat the American Dragon, and then you're like, what are we going to do from here? Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, when he was beating Bryan Danielson, oh, yeah, sure, I could see, yeah, of course. At that point, if you were like, I don't really like Daniel Garcia, I'd be like, are you fucking on crack? What's that? Now, yeah, no, I could see that. Yeah, because he's just fallen to the wayside. He's there. He's a great wrestler, but he's just there.
He's just there.
Mm-hmm.
For that instance, since I know he's not hot, I'm going to go the opposite way.
You going MJF?
I'm going to go MJF. I feel like he just lost his title. I feel like why lose 2 times in a row? Garcia's really got nothing going on right now, so there's really no point in him winning either. So unless it's like some sort of like upset and they play it off as such, I see I don't see him winning. So I'm gonna go MJF.
Surprise roll up.
Oh, yeah, he does have that surprise roll up from hell.
Yep. Yeah, he's a wrestler. Yeah, he's got them holds, bro.
I do think Daniel Garcia is probably going to take this one just because otherwise this match doesn't really make sense. Like you bring him back to lose and then have MJF do probably nothing afterwards. Like with the win, I mean, at least with Daniel Garcia, they're not going to do anything with him either way. You might as well give him the win so at least people can have the hope that you're going to do something.
Yeah, at least send him to catering happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, MJF can just go on TV and be like, I'm going to take your fucking belt. And people are like, all right, I guess we'll have a match.
Yeah, and again, if MJF loses, it just gives him more material to work with. Like, MJF loses, he can go out there and you know, all this. I was in Chicago. You expect me to win while I was in Chicago? I could only win in Long Island. Blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, like that. He can just.
Why does your MJF sound drunk off his ass?
Because I'm not from New York.
You expect me to be in Chicago? This is fucking bullshit.
Chicago.
I can't fucking win there.
I'm from Chicago.
You fucking see me?
CM Punk. Chicago. Not on this card. But okay. So Daniel Garcia, and Kev says MJF. Your favorite scumbag.
MJF.
Well, we could all be excited then about this next match. And Kev, you should know somebody in this match because we have Mercedes Moné versus Hikaru Shida. You should know Mercedes Moné. Hikaru Shida is an amazing former AEW Women's Champion, so a very formidable opponent here. This is for the AEW TBS Championship. I feel like Mercedes Moné is going to hold on to this for a while, unfortunately. So,
yeah.
I'm inclined to agree with you on that one.
Yeah. I like Hikaru Shida. I don't think she's the one to take it off Mercedes.
No.
Well, and what's even worse is that they're like building up this character for Hikaru, and then it seems like they're just going to be like, "Here, go lose to her now. Here, go lose to her now."
Mm-hmm.
Like, have her win fucking something.
Yeah. Hikaru Shida, like I said, like a former AEW Women's Champ, she's been, in my opinion, one of the stars of the AEW Women's Division whenever she shows up. So they're just not pushing her, man. I don't know what Hikaru Shida did to Tony Khan, but he's not a fan.
He asked her what her favorite football team was, and she said Patriots. He said, "You son of a bitch."
Maybe. Who knows? But I mean, listen, Hikaru Shida, again, great. I like her. Big fan. I just don't think Mercedes Moné is going to lose. Plus, I think Mercedes is in the middle of a double title run, right? With the New Japan Strong Women's Championship.
You mean this title and the one she's never defended? Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
gotta 2 belts Moné. Got to keep that going. So
keep that money.
There you go. Hey, make that a t-shirt.
Yeah, Mercedes.
Sadly, you're probably right. The fact that people have kind of realized that she's a little overrated now brings us
little.
She's very overrated now. Does bring a tear to like a smile to my face. Be like, good, because I never got in the first place. Like it was her with the other people that kind of like made her good, and then she was like, well, you should probably be paying me more than The Rock, Cena, Stone Cold. I'm kind of like a big deal. I was like, okay, so you're kind of an asshole. Ooh. And
I liked her better on a tag team.
Yeah, it's like
in the best way.
Good. She was good with where she was, and it worked out really well. And then, it's just not that. It's just not that anymore. It's and I think she's a little hot, too hot for her britches. So, I don't know. I'm just. It's just say because you're probably right. People are like, no, she's hot. People love her. They don't. Whatever. Regardless, I'm going off. It's gonna be her.
Her being Mercedes.
She is Mercedes, but she's also going to win too.
Mike, who you got?
Agree.
got
I
Mercedes?
unfortunately agree.
Yeah. Like it's not a happy like, oh, she's going to win. She's great. It's like, no, it's just because they like her right now.
Yeah,
They're going to do her dumb fucking dance.
Yeah.
Because it's catchy.
Yeah, she's gonna get Okada to do it.
It's the only good thing to come out of this stupid fucking thing is that we get Okada doing that dumbass dance.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I never thought I'd see Okada do that fucking dumbass CEO dance, but he did. But let's look forward to we go from Mercedes Moné versus Hikaru Shida to what I think is the main event for the AEW World Championship.
Yeah.
The man who I didn't think would do it, he's done it. Bryan Danielson, the reigning, defending AEW World Champion, going up against Jack Perry in Chicago. And I say in Chicago because we talked about it in the beginning, but we'll talk about it again. This is 1 year removed from CM Punk and the brawl out at All Out, as people are calling it. So there's a nice catchy name to remember it by. But this was the pay-per-view when CM Punk he did the briefing and he was like, I'm too old and tired for this shit. I'm surrounded by EVPs that are fucking kids, blah 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 blah. He did that press thing, then he went back to his locker room and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega fought him and Ace Steel. And then Ace Steel bit Kenny Omega, and Kenny Omega tried to take CM Punk's dog out of the room because you got to make sure Larry's safe and sound. They were swinging for the fences.
Not that we're
Jack
like
Perry,
a year
the center
removed
of all
from
of
it, but if anything ever tells someone that you're a bitch, it's biting someone in a fight. I don't know who this Ace Steel is, but
he's
he
like
sounds
like CM Punk's producer, basically.
Okay, yeah. So that makes sense. Where he's kind of like that was weird. Ace, why'd you do that?
I think Ace is involved in TNA now, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike sounded really upset with that one.
Ace Steel's not great.
I was like, man, this dude bit somebody during a fight.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's going to be blacklisted from wrestling. And then TNA's like, fuck it, we'll take him. We need publicity.
TNA's like, bro, you're hired.
Can we get a package deal with you and the Hardys, mister? Golly gee, this is swell.
Well, that's awesome.
But, I mean, Jack Perry in Chicago, because the whole premise of all of this happened because Jack Perry and CM Punk couldn't get along. That's kind of what started all of this tension and started all this backstage. Yeah. So,
regardless, it's not All Out 23. It's All Out 24. Who's winning? I know who. I think you do too.
Well, you also have to remember that with Bryan Danielson being the AEW World Champion, he said that once he loses the World Championship, he's going to retire. Mm-hmm. So, not only is this a match for the AEW World Championship, this is also a match for Jack Perry to retire Bryan Danielson, which there's no way in hell that's happening.
Right there.
No way in hell that's happening.
When he does retire, it's going to be against hopefully someone good. I don't have zero problem with Jack Perry. I'd like
Bryan
to make
Danielson's going to retire at Wrestle Dream in Chicago, or not Chicago, in Washington.
Yeah, like it's going to be something big. It's not going to be Jack Perry at All Out. It might be a good match, but no.
So what I will say, and I also don't think he's going to lose this match. I think Bryan wins this one. But in Bryan Danielson fashion, you have to understand the reason he just got the belt now is because he's going to retire soon. He made sure that he didn't have a belt this whole time in his career so that he could wrestle the best and put everybody else over, grow this company, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, it would be in pretty Bryan Danielson fashion to lose to somebody like Jack Perry, who is still. I mean, he's been around for a bit, but not anywhere as long as any of the other guys.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Jack Perry is
for him to
a
put him
pillar of
over,
AEW.
yeah, for him to put him over wouldn't be the biggest hot take. It would be, you'd kind of be like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know if Danielson loses now. You know,
I don't think so. I feel like this is at least going to be built up or something. Like someone's going to make it like a point of where you've held this for a month, and honestly, I'm sick of it. I'm retired. It's good. I hope to God they build it up. That's just like, oh, Jack Perry. Oh, okay. Like,
yeah, Danielson is going to lose
WWE
at some point,
this shit.
but it's not going to be anytime soon.
Let's not pull a WWE type of bullshit answer here.
I do wonder though, you kind of going back to all the CM Punk stuff. There's not going to be any glass spots in this match, right? I don't think Bryan Danielson's going through any fucking glass.
No, boy's got standards.
Yeah, he's also got a neck that's already made out of glass. So
let's not risk that one.
But Jack Perry has to do something, right? He has to. This is the birth of the scapegoat character. This is what turned Jack Perry from Jungle Boy to Jack Perry. So I don't know what to expect. I don't know if we're getting Jack Perry coming down to the ring in a fucking rental car or what, but I'm just excited to see what dumb bullshit he does in front of the Chicago crowd. They're gonna be so rowdy. Not only is it a Chicago crowd, they have Jack Perry in the ring, and they have Bryan Danielson in his first AEW title defense, and his only one that they're ever going to get to see, probably. And probably the last Bryan Danielson match that they're ever going to see. Like in person. In that, I mean, obviously he'll be on TV, but I mean like in person. So like this is going to be an insane crowd. I feel like the crowd's I don't think the crowd's going to be dead the rest of the night, but they're going to come alive for this match, and it's going to be.
Well, yeah, I think this match, I think the amount of fucking hate that Jack Perry is going to give, and the heat, oh my God, I think that crowd is going to be one of the loudest things. I think it's going to rival Berlin for sure.
I feel like that's a fair guess.
Jack Perry walking into this match is going to be like John Cena walking into One Night Stand.
Yeah,
like that's
he's going to be lucky if he gets out of it without getting some shit thrown at him.
He's going to need legitimate real security. he's not jobbers wearing a security t-shirt. He's going to need real fucking security. Because I mean, I know, obviously people are more into it now than they were back in the day, but Chicago does not like Jack Perry, so he's going to need some help.
Another reason why I don't think he's going to win, besides the obvious, is because even though it'd be great heat on him, that's heat on AEW and Tony Khan being like, oh, this is Punk leaves and they do this shit to us to give Jack Perry a title, and that Chicago's kind of dumb, so they're always going to root for Punk even when he's not there or prevalent to story or anything. So
true.
They feel like they're not going to give Jack Perry the title pretty much because AEW will turn, or Chicago will turn on AEW like that. So I'm just.
Hey, this match may also be. I feel like this has died down recently with him being in WWE, but I feel like this match may be the return of the CM Punk chants in AEW. The nonstop CM Punk. Because now he's in WWE, so people aren't cheering it because he's there. You don't need to cheer it. But I mean,
fucking suck.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Chicago, baby. So they're gonna do whatever the hell they want to do. But that's all we have on the AEW card so far. Like I said, we're recording. Well, Dynamite has actually just started. So listen, if Tony Khan adds stuff on Wednesday or Friday or whatever fucking day, that's on him. He waited too long. He shouldn't have his fucking pay-per-views 2 weeks apart. But yeah, that does it for All Out. I feel like I feel like this is going to be another good pay-per-view, and I don't know if AEW is. I don't know what their capacity is going to be or anything like that, but I really hope that with a Chicago crowd that AEW has really good sales. And Chicago has been good for them in the past, so should be a nice full arena. Should be a good watch. And like I said, they're going to be fucking riled up.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah, we got a weekend. Well, no, I just like the fact that we had a great AEW pay-per-view. Then we had a solid weekend of WWE pay-per-views. Plural. And then we go back to having another AEW pay-per-view. Great stuff.
And throughout all of that, we have the beautiful, beautiful sounds of college football and the NFL. And it's
and football's back. Oh my god.
It is so nice.
All day and then go into the night to watch wrestling. It's a beautiful thing.
It is so nice to just have fucking ESPN up all day doing whatever the fuck I need, and it's there, and I can just watch football whenever I want, and it's so nice. We're finally back. It is a long off season, but I think that's going to do it for us today. So if you've listened this far and you're over on Spotify, go ahead and hit that follow button. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe and hit that bell so that way when we get posted. There may be some things going on. There may be a video coming out soon. I don't know. We'll have to talk about that because I actually forgot, Kev. We need to talk about that video. Yeah, we got some stuff coming out soon. You go ahead and leave us a comment if you're on Spotify or YouTube. Comments are there. I think the comments are on Spotify mobile though. I don't know. Ask Spotify. If you've enjoyed us and you want to follow us on our socials, you can go over and follow us on Twitter at 3CountOutPod. YouTube, we're at 3CountOut Podcast. On TikTok, we're at 3CountOut Podcast. We do posts there sometimes, trying to grow those accounts, so go over and follow there. If you've enjoyed me, you can find me over at twitch.tv/EraV1 or at YouTube at EraV1 Music.
If you also like the Lions and you also don't like Jim Harbaugh, then we will get along great. I know it's a really niche group right there.
Low bar.
But you can find me at youtube.com/FireGuyKev, where I will be uploading again. I promise. I just want to get a few videos out for our channel, which will be coming out soon, hopefully.
Appreciate it.
And if you like me, listen here. Just keep listening forever. Once you get all the way caught up with the playlist of our podcast, re-listen. If you
there's probably another one out.
Yeah, probably. There probably is. And if you didn't like me, you can find me in the very back corner of all of FTK's videos.
Oh my god.
Just creeping?
Well, I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. You got to figure that out on your own.
I thought I felt something back there.
Oh.
I can smell you.
Oh no.
Hopefully it smells good.
Does it smell good, Mike?
It does. It smells lovely.
Okay, that's good then. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So how many weeks in a row have you just broken into Kev's house now?
We
Do I want to know the answer to that?
No, it's fine.
Get a security camera or something.
Hope that I know his family.
They just let you walk right in.
Mm-hmm. What are you here for? Stuff.
Oh, Speaking of which, Mike, since you're here, would you mind if I took the pin this today? I don't think I've had a pin in a while. Would you mind? Since you're here.
What, as in you want to pin me or you want to be pinned?
I mean, you are always pinning me. I mean, on the podcast, of course.
Right.
Yeah. So I'd like to pin you if that's okay.
A nice gentleman's agreement.
Fine.
Thank you. All right, so I'm just gonna thank you. Air, if you could, we're ready.
Yep. I got you. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Ring the bell.
Thank you, Mike.
Damn it.
Also, didn't you pin Mike last week or the week before?
I don't know. Did I?
Yeah, I took him. I went to bed and he pinned me, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks in a row. You've had a pin. You're sitting here saying you never get pins. It's 2 weeks in a row. We need someone to go through and count this.